Okay, we should be live. I'm going to make sure we're all working, and then we can begin. Okay, the audio sounds good. Alrighty, let's get this show on the road. What's good, Pokemon? What's good, MP? Welcome in. So today's stream is going to be structured pretty much the exact same way we did the last one, in the sense of pretty much every other week, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on how often we hop in. We are going to pick a game to simcast. If it ends up being good, we will hop in and watch. And if it's not good, then we will simulate all the way through. So let's refresh ourselves for where we left off on Saturday to see where we currently are at in the season. In the AFC North, the Bengals are in first place. We are the number one seed in the AFC. The Steelers and Steamers are both certainly in the playoff race as well. The Texans lead the AFC South. This division's been kind of weird. We have some long losing streaks here. 3 in a row, 6 in a row, 3 in a row. In the AFC East, very competitive division. Everybody's within 2 games of each other. Buffalo, obviously, still the favorite here. I think they're still the favorite in the AFC. But New England's tied with them. The Orbits are 1 back. The Jets are 2 back. And the Jets have a much easier schedule than they had last stream. In the AFC West, the Chargers have been one of the biggest surprises of the league. They are the 2 seed. And everybody else is kind of still in the race. Believe it or not, it's the Raiders who are in last. In the NFC North, the Explorers at 6-2 sit atop. Monarchs are in the race as well, as is Minnesota. The Geagles and the Dreadnoughts are tied in the South. These have been 2 of the best teams in the league this year. The Geagles beat them the first time around, so they currently have the tiebreaker. And the Desperados have been playing good football as well. In the NFC East, the one undefeated team left is the Philadelphia Eagles. They are 9-0. They've beaten Dallas. They've beaten Buffalo. They've got some signature wins already on the resume. Now, we still have some other teams in this division who should be climbing. The Cowboys are 6-3. Got to assume they're going to play well the rest of the way. The Commanders started off slowly. They're now around 500. Got to assume they'll pick it up and be alive and well in the playoff race. And then the NFC West is probably the most fascinating division. The Nighthawks and Seahawks are tied at 5-3. The Rams have played solid football. They've won 3 in a row. And the Niners are 4-5 as well, right in the thick of things too. It's kind of weird that, like, for 18 of us, this is like the end of the road for OFL 23, because 18 teams are going to be eliminated at the end of the stream, and that'll be it. Other than the long-term sim, which, I mean, I guess that's important, but, like, you get the point. Anyway, let's figure out which game we're simcasting in Week 9. This game, like, ironically isn't terrible. Okay. Ooh, I like this game. Okay, I'm going to pick Chargers and Monarchs for the hell of it. Cowboys, Geagles. Explorers and Seahawks. And then the Dreadnoughts and the Nighthawks. Aren't I second in the AFC? Yes, you are. The Chargers are quietly really good. Even though you're not the coach, technically, it is still pretty much your team. So, if the Chargers, like, won the whole thing, I guess I'd kind of give you credit for it. I see 2 for Cowboys, 1 for the Nighthawks. Don't listen. Cowboys play the Eagles, that's right. Ooh, playoff rematch. I didn't even put the dots together there. Vote Cow. I don't really care which one we pick. I'll vote in the case of a tie. Which one would I rather see? Let's see, T-Law. That's 1 vote for the Chargers, 2 for the Nighthawks and the Dreads. So now we're tied. Oh, Lord. Maybe I will have to vote. I vote Explorers Seahawks. Actually, no, better yet, I vote for this game. So that way we have a 3-way tie. Any other last second? Oh, I didn't see Dan Dutton's vote. He says Mexico, please. So that's 3 for this game, 2 for this game, and F it. I'll put my vote here. 2 votes for this game. So Cowboys and Eagles has the lead. Going once, going twice. Sold. Cowboys Eagles is our winner. Congratulations, Nick. You get a Simcast, just like you wanted. All right, let's pull up the random number generator. Why would Dan reverse his vote? He's on the Eagles now. It lands on 2. I believe Mexico is home. And with that, we will kick off the second half of the season. Halftime's over. We're out of the locker room. We're ready to roll. And for the sake of speed, we're not doing jerseys. I also don't have the second controller with me. It's like 10 feet in front of me. So if we did do uniforms, I would have to go up and get it. And I don't really feel like doing that. All right, we're going to sim by quarter, and if it's close-ish, we'll go slower in the fourth quarter because during the last stream, I think I went a little too fast. Dallas strikes first. Mexico immediately answers. Okay, 7-7. Eagles looking to take the lead. They don't, but Dallas does. Mexico ties it, and Dallas with a field goal takes the lead going into half. Pretty good game so far. Mexico gets the lead right back. Not for long. Not for long again. Okay, let's see what Dallas does here. And then if they score, I say we hop in. They don't score. What a punt for Braden Mann. Oh, safety! All right, I think we should probably hop in now. Unless everyone says otherwise. There's still 8 minutes left, but I do feel like this is a pretty good time. Because Dallas is about to get the ball with good field position. Presumably. Oh, yeah, they'll definitely have good field position. Past the 30, at the 31, and now all they need is a field goal to take the lead. So that safety is going to prove to be a big deal. Shout out Braden Mann, doing his best Presley Harvin impression. To be fair to the kickoff, they kicked it from like the 20. Isn't it like a drop kick too, for a safety? So there's only so much he could do. 2nd and 8. Burrow has an open man. It's watched game. Dulcich. Burrow's numbers for the day look fine. He only has 162 yards, but it seems like, I mean, he hasn't turned the ball over, and he hasn't been terribly inefficient. So, I mean, I guess he could do better, but he could also do worse. How's Nick Chubb doing? Not bad, not bad. Not better than Josh Jacobs, but not bad. I'm kidding. Partly. How late am I? We started like 5 minutes ago. You haven't missed anything. Except for the fact that the Monarchs have started today 0-3. No, I'm kidding. 3rd and 4. Short throw. That's a first down. Curtis Samuel. They're not terribly far off from field goal range. Give it 10 yards. I accidentally killed 10 people. With you, I'm not sure it's an accident. There's Nick Chubb. He's over the he's not over the century mark, but he's at the 100 mark. I'm here. I'm just not talking, so please don't skip my game. All right, I got you. Good run for Nick Chubb again. He brings it to the 21. So they are in field goal range. I mean, I guess they could theoretically try to chew some clock, but, like, there's still 4 minutes left. It's not like there's 2. The Eagles are going to get the ball back. So I still think you kind of treat this like a normal situation if you're Dallas, which sometimes just giving it to Nick Chubb really is not a bad idea. He's having himself a nice drive. And now the Cowboys have it near the goal line at the 8. He's getting closer and closer. With a Eagles loss and a Dreadnoughts win, San Antonio would take first place back. I don't know who the Dreads play this week, but they would get first place back. Here's Chubb. Nothing. And that brings us to a massive play. 3rd and goal from the 3. The Cowboys are pretty much exclusively running the ball now. They will throw it, though. Burrow has a wide open man, and it is a touchdown. Zakai Ross, the former Geagle, with the score. I'm a little surprised they're not going for 2 to bring the lead up to 6. Oh, well. Opinion on the Pistons. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to the NBA standings tab, scroll to where the Pistons are, see what their record is, and that'll tell you the full story. Danny Blaze legacy drive. If we get like a Danny Blaze 80-yard touchdown, that would be hilarious. That's not an opinion. Yeah, but my opinion is pretty much everything that the standings tell you. The team is 2-24, I think. I cut Jay Younger. I'm pretty sure I did. Did Danny Blaze force his way to the Eagles? Technically, he requested a trade, and he listed a few teams. The Eagles had the best offer. The Chargers' rating went up, though. You guys got Ike Ekwonu at tackle, and then Von Bryan, who's the wide receiver replacement, who ratings-wise is a little better. Have the Pistons won 4 of their last 50 games? Yes. We have won 4 games since the trade deadline where we traded Sadiq Bey for James Wiseman. The Lions have more calendar wins this year than the Pistons do. Sam Laporta had more touchdowns on Saturday than the Pistons have wins this season. The Bills are currently 5-3. You guys are tied for first in the division, and you have the number 3 seed currently in the AFC. We needed another offensive lineman. Yeah, I think in terms of, like, win now, that's going to be a DPI. Wow, that's a big play for the Eagles. I think it does help the Chargers now. You traded away some younger players, but you got Ike Ekwonu, and you got a slight upgraded wide receiver. Since this is the last year, youth doesn't really matter that much. If we still had, like, 3 seasons left, I probably wouldn't have picked that deal, but since it's the last one, I think it helps the Chargers the most. That was not catchable. It did look like it was going out of bounds, but oh well, what can you do? Remember when I said the Magic were skipping the play-in and a 4-6 seed? Well, you might have been cooking. I was high on the Magic going into the season, but I did not see this coming. But yeah, they're good. They're real good. Why can't we be like that? Nice throw. Oh, he's not in bounds. I thought he kind of was. Well, they got to go for it here. Okay, yeah, they're going to review it. That makes sense. There's Scary Terry, the former Cowboy. 1. He's in. He got it. That's going to be a first down. Why are the Timberwolves not mid? Their roster's, like, legitimately pretty good. Anthony Edwards is a legit number 1. Cat's a legit number 2. Rudy Gobert's back. And they have good surrounding role players. Their roster's, like, legit good. There's a nice play, and he's going to take it for a touchdown. Scary Terry McLaurin, what a move. He juked out like 3 guys to get the score. Wow, what a move. It's now going to be a 1-point game, and they're going to go for 2, obviously. This is why I think the Cowboys should have gone for 2. Okay, maybe not. He didn't get it. Draymond choked the talent back into Rudy. You might be onto something. Those 3 defenders are being deported to Canada. What if one of those defenders was Greg Newsom? Anthony said some stuff in the heat of the moment, I've heard. Oh, yeah. I don't know how many of you guys saw Anthony Edwards' his texts with his girlfriend or whatever on Twitter yesterday. Those are the funniest things. Here's a big throw up the middle to start the drive. Jaden McDaniels is the best. He's the second best player in Minnesota. Naz Reid is first. Respect Naz Reid. Another good throw. Quick start for Burrow. He's in the zone, and they are very close to field goal range already. Now they're in. That was fast. 3 plays, and they got it at the 19. So now they can just chew clock and end this. In all of Minnesota sports. Well, then he's still second behind Naz Reid. He's better than anyone on the Twins, and he's for damn sure better than everyone on the Vikings. That's my MVP QB. Okay, let's stop with the meat riding. If you have an MVP, it's this guy. Nick Chubb takes it to the house. I feel like he should have just gone down. I mean, it helps for stat padding, which for Chubb might be relevant since he's in the Offensive Player of the Year race. I said what I said. Naz Reid is the best player in Minnesota. Fight me. As Dallas gets to 2, it's Curtis Samuel. Justin Jefferson isn't even the best offensive player on the Vikings. It's obviously Josh Dobbs. Definitely, no doubt. Jaden McDaniels, Jordan McLaughlin. Ooh, Alexander Madison. That's a good one. There you go. Naz Reid is still number 1. But I like the Alexander Madison mention. Big sack by Alex Highsmith. They're just going to have to go no huddle and take a Hail Mary. That's not a Hail Mary. He is out of bounds with a second, though. Naz Reid isn't even the best backup center in Minnesota. Well, Rudy Gobert is technically not a backup, if that's what you're referring to. Incomplete. No pass interference, no caught Hail Mary. The fact that, nothing happened on the Hail Mary at this point has become, unnormal. Normally, something weird happens, whether it's caught or whether there's a penalty. But the Cowboys squeak away from the Eagles 41-34 in a thrilling game. Wow, that was exciting. Both quarterbacks played very, very well. Nick Chubb was awesome. Zeke was not so awesome. Zakai Ross, 2 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin, 2 touchdowns. Danny Blaze even caught 1. Oh, wee. A lot of sacks, at least for one side. 5 for the Cowboys, none for the Eagles. And with that, it's sim time. Joe Burrow really becoming the MVP. Let's calm down, please. Let's take a chill pill, okay? He's not even the best LSU quarterback in the league. I'm kidding, mostly. The Jets lose to the Orbits. Ooh. Big win for Orlando and a big loss for the Jets. I thought the Jets needed to go 8-3 the rest of the way after their hard stretch. They've already lost 2. So the margin for error is quickly trimming down. Cooper Kupp played well, though. You got that. Lions beat the Niners. Okay, so the Niners and Jets have lost. The Niners fall to 4-6 in a deep NFC. They don't have much margin for error either. I think they can get it back together, but You can lose at most 2 more games the rest of the way. The Monarchs have lost 3 in a row. They fall to the now 7-3 Chargers. If we lose to Tennessee, the Chargers are going to be in first place. We shouldn't lose to Tennessee, but it's not impossible. You never know with us. Average performance. 2 interceptions for Demetrius Belton. The Nighthawks beat the Dreads. Massive win for OKC. And now the Geagles are still in first place. I saw that the Geagles played the Dreadnoughts this week. So, I know we technically aren't supposed to simcast a game, but like, this might be one of the most consequential games of the entire season. So, we can think about it. Jonathan Grenard, 3.5 sacks. Wow. The Oilers beat the Colts. Our losses have been by a combined 10 points. And they're to 2 good teams, which makes it understandable. It's not like you lost to the Rams, unlike somebody here. Both QBs played pretty well. The Orbits won, as we know. Carolina had a bye week. That's, Oh, I forgot. I'm only showing the scores of people who are here. My bad. You're right. I'm still not used to that. The Patriots beat Washington, so we will show this game. So New England's in first place for now. Wow, Mac Jones did not play very well. Wow, he actually played horribly. He completed less than 40% of his passes. If Buffalo wins, which, I mean, chances are they will take first place back. But for now, New England is in first. The Raiders lose to the Steamers. Memphis above 500. The Rams lose to Minnesota. Their win streak is over. The Ravens beat the Steelers. Leonard, what's going on? Seattle beats the Explorers handedly. Big win for Seattle. The Snowhawks, did we see them? We didn't see them. They lost to the Eagles, so Philadelphia's 10-0. Steamers won. Steelers lost. Texans had a bye week. Titans lose to the Bengals. Thank God. Could we have won by more than 2? I mean, a win's a win. I'll take it. Daniel Godley, again, was not at his best. But a win's a win. We're still in first place. Josh Jacobs played very well, continuing his Offensive Player of the Year-esque season. 4 sacks. How many times did we sack Byron? 9! Good God. Josh Allen legitimately might be the Defensive Player of the Year right now. All I had to do was move him to defensive tackle. 2.5 for Myles Garrett, 2 for Aleem McNeil, 1.5 for Fanu Olurosu. Why is Josh Allen so good at defensive tackle? I don't get it. Minnesota obviously won. We saw the Bengals won. Oh! Okay, what is going on in Buffalo? They're 5-4. The Cougars haven't won a game since week 2. What is happening? I'm not complaining because I do not want to travel to Buffalo in the playoffs. The only way we make the OFL Bowl is if we do not have a road game against the Bills. But the Cougars had won 2 games. They hadn't won since week 2. What's happening? Shout out to Chicago, though. Dallas, we know, won. Desperados had a bye week. Kind of bad timing for them since they're hot. Dreads lost. Eagles won. The Bills might have been Jamar Chase, Jalen Carter merchants. The weird thing is, though, the Steelers, who got both Jamar and Jalen Carter, have been worse as well. So football is weird. Madden's weird. I don't know how the Bills are 5-4. They still have the best roster in the league. But, again, no complaints from this guy. Players of the week, Dak Prescott, Drake May, Jonathan Grenard, and Shaq Griffin. Couple of orbits. Okay, so for week 11, we just had a game that we watched pretty much the entire fourth quarter, but we actually have 2 giant interdivision games. As we talked about earlier, we had the Geagles and the Dreadnoughts, but that's not the only one. The Nighthawks and Seahawks are tied in the West. Let's take a look at Week 12. Let's see if there's a game that we feel like we can't miss here. Okay, maybe there is. Yeah, Eagles Cowboys looks pretty good, as is Bengals Seahawks. Would we rather simulate through Week 11 or Week 12? Both weeks have games that look really good. Why don't we check Week 13? Maybe we simulate this week. Oh, I mean, this game's pretty good. I feel like the Week 13 slate is weaker, but there are still some interesting games. This one's good. It's wild jumping in and trying to understand midway through year 5. I mean, better late than never. It seems a little complicated at first, but once you get the hang of it, I think it makes sense to a lot of people. All right, everyone wants to sim Week 11. That's fine. I don't even remember who we play this week. Isn't it someone kind of decent? I literally could have seen it 30 seconds ago. Whatever. Let's start with one of the big ones. The Geagles and the Dreadnoughts, and San Antonio gets the win. So the Geagles and the Dreadnoughts split. The Geagles are 0-2 today, and San Antonio's back in first. Did I change your defensive playbook? Yes, I did. All the playbooks are updated. So was Mexico's hot start a fluke? They've already lost more games today than they did in the entire last stream. If we lose to the Rams again, Justin Pope is going to Tuvalu. I don't know what that is, but we'll go with it. The Jets beat the Colts. The Jets had to win this game. Desmond Ridder didn't even play that good, but he was better than Connor Weston Jr. Wow, Devin Singletary with a big game on 7 carries. Tuvalu is in one of the islands near Australia. Okay. I figured that sounded like an oceanic word. Is oceanic even a word to begin with? The Chargers beat the Lions. Kevin's here. He's the representative of the Chargers. We'll still go through the Charger game. Trevor Lawrence didn't even play that well, but a win's a win. Did Brees get hurt? I mean, Devin Singletary only got 7 carries. I didn't see how often Brees got the ball. Maybe it's just that Singletary came in and broke off a big run. Tuvalu is a small country in the Pacific. It's the first country that's going to be lost to rising sea levels. Wow, that's interesting. Monarchs lose 4 in a row. What's happening here, Denmark? So the Monarchs' start might have been a little fluky as well. Minnesota's probably passed them in the division at this point. Nighthawks, did they beat Seattle? They did not. They play again in Week 15, but for now, Seattle is in first place in the West, and they have the tiebreaker. The Oilers lose to the Titans. The Orbits lose to the Cougars. The Cougars have won 2 in a row. Look at them. The Panthers are still winless. They are 0-10, losing to the Desperados. The Patriots lose to Dallas 27-20. So another win for the Cowboys. Burrow was fine. He was better than Josh Allen. Nick Chubb got the ball a lot. Wasn't all that efficient, though. The Raiders beat the Texans. Houston's like such a weird team. They feel a little, I hate to use the F word, but they feel a little fraudulent. They feel a little off. They should still win the division because it's a pretty bad division. But I don't know. Something feels off about this team. The Rams lose to the Niners. San Francisco with a big win. They could not afford to lose this one. Justin Pope played pretty well. He did throw 2 interceptions, but overall he was pretty good. Yeager Smirnov, the new full-time running back, with a big game. Of course, now Travis Etienne is gone. Ravens had a bye week. Seattle won. The Seahawks have won 4 in a row. They started off kind of slow, but they are back. They're 7-3. Portland loses to the Broncos. Yeah, there we go. 35-7. So we beat the Steamers this year by a combined total of 73-7. Yikes. Here's the Daniel Godley masterclass. Why is every game that Daniel Godley plays either really good or like mid as hell? There's no in between with this guy. It's so weird. Also, we only had 1 sack. Shout out to the Steelers' offensive line. I know they lost by 28, but only allowing 1 sack is impressive against us. Now, Deshaun Groves had a big game. I like that. He's Josh Allen. That's a big compliment. I will gladly take that. The 1 sack was by Chase Young and Chidobe Awuzie. Interesting. All right, good stuff. The Bengals are now 8-2. Are we pulling away a little bit in the AFC? I still don't think so. I still have to believe the Bills make a run at that number 1 seed. Oh my God, they lost again! That's 3 in a row. Never mind, maybe the Bills are not making a run. What is happening in Buffalo? The Jamar Chase, Jalen Carter revenge game. This is a giant win for the Steelers, who are alive and well once again. They were dead in the water after losing to the Ravens, and they have been resuscitated, beating Buffalo. What is going on with the Bills? Are we really going to let the Bengals win the AFC? I am not going to get overly confident with the Bengals until we actually do it. We're still going to find a way to mess it up. Even if we look like the only really good team here, I still feel like we're going to mess it up. So I'm not going to get confident until it happens. What the muffin? We saw this game. The Titans beat the Oilers. Minnesota beat the Monarchs. We won. The Bills apparently suck. Broncos won. Chargers won. We saw that. Okay, what is going on in Washington? The Commies are like 4-7. They can probably lose at most 1 more game. I don't know why this team isn't good. I mean, Mac Jones has had back-to-back bad games. Before this, though, Mac was playing really well. So I don't have a good answer for Washington. It took a year for the IT curse to kick in. That's what I was just thinking. But it's alive and well now. Dallas won. Desperados won. Dreads won. Eagles had a bye week. And then they play Dallas. Explorers won. Niners won. That brings us back to the Eagles. Does Daniel Godley win the Offensive Player of the Week? Let's see. I feel like he won't. Oh, he does. Cool. Daniel Godley, Jalen Hurts, Jabril Peppers, and Kenneth Murray. Perhaps he sold his soul to get the ball. Hey, that rhymed. I don't know if he did that on purpose, but it rhymed. He might have, clearly. I still feel like the Bills are the team to beat. They can keep losing for all I care, and they're still the team to watch out for. All right, can you wear the... We haven't even picked games. Let's calm down, okay? Our choices for Week 12. Eagles, Cowboys. I'm going to throw the Steelers and the Steamers because this game is very important for the AFC wildcard race. It's unlikely either of them catch us, but it's very important for the wild card. Honestly, this game is too. Orbits and Jets, Volume 2. Bengals, Seahawks. We haven't done a Bengals game. I'm going to vote for us. And that's it. If the Bills lose here, then yeah, I will lose all faith in them. So we've got Bengals, Seahawks, Orbits, Jets, Steamers, Steelers, and Eagles, Cowboys. I see 1 for the Eagles, 2 for the Eagles, 1 for us, 2 for us if you count me. We reek and simcast. Well, if you don't want to be simcasted, I have a good alternative for you in Seattle. 1 vote for the Steamers. We have a switch now for the Bengals. We have not done the Bengals yet. I think we've done what? Seattle once? Whereas Dallas we've done a handful of times. The Eagles we've done at least once with the Bills. Have we done the Eagles other than that game? I don't remember. We'll have plenty of other chances to do the Eagles, though. Random number generator, show me the money. It lands on 1. I believe that's us. The Bengals and Seahawks have both started off strong today. 2-0. Who's going to go up to 3-0? With the Bills losing. Oh. What do we have here? Breakout quarterback. I mean, he doesn't really need the XP. I believe that's us. Yeah, that's us. 400 scrimmage yards and 1 fewer interceptions. He has like 5 games a year where he does this, but the other 12, his passer rating's at like 80. So I guess there's a decent shot he does. I mean, Seattle's obviously a pretty good team defensively. But I suppose it's possible. Is Daniel Godley at 99? Because Myles Garrett's not even showing up on the list. Unless Myles Garrett, like, regressed a little last year, which I guess is possible. He's got to be, like, 32 at this point. So, I guess that's the case. Godley might be a 99 anyway, though. If you lose this game, I'll never forgive you. I mean, Seattle's a good team in Seattle. If I was a betting man, I think I would bet on Seattle. Maybe that's just because I'm a little pessimistic with this team. Interception. Flawless start. So it's going to be one of those games. Okay. I see how it is. We're winning. There we go. Okay. Close game. Into the third. He's not completing the breakout challenge, by the way. I think we can make that very clear. Third and goal. Stopped by Garrett. Did they just run the ball? Oh, it must have been a Bryce Young scramble. They've got to go for it. Why didn't they go? I would have gone for it. We'll simulate this drive. Come on, Dan, please. Dan the man, what are we doing? I say we hop in now. What a punt, by the way. Down at the 2. Defense has been good today. I need you to hold up, though. Let's get a Josh Allen masterclass, shall we? Tyler Allgeier, the running back. Did somebody get hurt? Antonio Gibson's the regular starter. Maybe he got injured. Third and 1. Yeah, Gibson's definitely hurt. Who is Brown? Why is he getting touches? There must be an injury. Price looks to throw it. He goes short. He has an open man. It's T.J. Hockenson. Seattle needs a touchdown for what it's worth. Field goal won't do it. And so far, they're looking pretty good. It doesn't look like Bryce Young's had a very good game, though. I can't tell if the Patrick Mahomes trade was a good one or a bad one for Seattle. Obviously, it's been a win for the Eagles. But, like, Seattle presumably wasn't going to pay him. Their roster would not be as good as it is now. But Patrick Mahomes is also a noticeable upgrade to Bryce Young, who was good with the Eagles. But this year with Seattle has been... Oh, Gibson is healthy. Okay, then why are all the other running backs getting the ball? That's weird. Whatever. 2nd and 7. Bryce floats it up. Good defense. Incomplete. If they don't get it here, I feel like you're at the stage of the game where you kind of have to go for it. Let's send some pressure. Okay, well, we sent pressure. And it doesn't matter. What a catch. That wasn't even bad coverage by Surtain. That was just a great offensive play. Okay, why is Antonio Gibson... First of all, why is he being covered by Surtain? Second of all, why is he winning that play? Whatever. Seattle's offense looks good. Tell your defense to do better. Defense, wake up. Did London lose or win? You guys lost. Okay, there's a nice play. Good hit. I think that was Derwin. Somebody's in the zone. That's one of our corners. I can't tell which one. But Bryce Young probably shouldn't throw the ball his way. The middle of the field is like wide open. That's where Bryce Young's looking, and it's working. That'll bring us to the 2-and warning. Cincinnati has the edge, but Seattle's had a great drive. They started at the 2. They now have it at the 23. And they've got all 3 timeouts, down by 5. There's a screen. Should have been a loss of yards. I think that was Chase Young. He should have finished that play. 2nd and 8. Looking for the end zone. Did he catch that? Bryce Young tested the cornerback in the zone, and it worked. That is ballsy. I have nothing else to say other than I respect the hell for you, Bryce Young, for making that work. He threw it to a corner in the zone with textbook coverage, and Tyreek Hill got both in. I don't know why they're reviewing it. He was very much in bounds. I can't even complain with that. That's just an incredible play. Yeah, that's Cameron Dantzler who's in the zone. He has one of the highest catching ratings amongst corners in the game. And he covered him perfectly. But yeah, this play's got to stand. Tyreek was 100% in. There you go. Everybody's in the zone now for the Seattle offense. Obviously, they're going to go for 2. He got dogged by Tyreek. That's not the insult you think it is. I get he's like 5'10". Good tackle. 25. Who's 25? Oh, that's Trayvon Merrick. Good play. Who wears 6? Cam Dantzler is 6. All right, it's time for a Daniel Godley masterclass. So far today, he's had one of those games where he sucks. He has one of those games where he was really good. And then this game, which I think he's leaning towards the sucking part. But, I mean, that's not a great start. I don't know why he made that throw. Yeah, those numbers are not very good. Now that's a good throw. Out to, I think, JMO. Yep. Remember when Tak Shotty was not better than Juju. Let's please be serious. Juju won an OFL Bowl MVP. Respect him. Godley, if you can hear me, please save us. I don't like that throw either. I mean, we got like 5. But if he throws that like a half second later, the defensive back probably makes a play on that ball. Now that's a good throw. Into coverage. Lines it up perfectly. And remember, all we need is a field goal. We've got 3 timeouts. No sacks. No sacks, and obviously no turnovers. Okay, I couldn't tell if that was caught or intercepted, but neither. We're not in field goal range yet. Get a little closer. I need like 7 yards out of you guys, and that's all. 7 yards and kick. 80's wide open. Okay, that's fine. Why didn't he go out of bounds? Please call the timeout. Okay, why did we waste 8 seconds? All right, run another play. I don't even need a first down. Get me like 4 yards. Run the ball. Give me 4 yards. That's all I ask. 53 is a long kick. 49 is a lot better. Perfect. Perfect. That's all I wanted. Kick the ball. How is he incompetent? He just completed a game-winning drive. I get he didn't look all that good, but a game-winning drive is a game-winning drive. Assuming we make the kick, 48, you should make it, but it's not a gimme. All right, Doug, I need you here, Doug. We're not in Buffalo. We're not in Buffalo. You can make kicks. Looks good. And he got it. Yes. Doug entered for the lead with 5 seconds. Okay. Step 2. Do not kick it. Oh, 3 seconds. Don't kick it in the end zone. Make them return it. We're a lot less likely to lose on a return rather than a Hail Mary. Perfect. This is it. And he gets it to the 22. The Bengals survive against Seattle. Was it pretty? Absolutely not. But hey, a win's a win, especially on the road, against not just one of the best teams in the league, but also one of the hottest. Cincinnati 3-0 on the day. We are now 9-2. And we're comfortably pacing ourselves away from the Bills and the Texans. Both quarterbacks were pretty mediocre, but they both had big drives at the end of the game. Bryce Young in particular, I think he deserves a little more credit. Josh Jacobs did his thing per usual. JMO had another masterclass. Tyreek Hill obviously had that sick catch late. 4 sacks allowed by Leonard Eicher. Who had the big numbers today? 2.5 for Myles Garrett, 1 for Fanu Oloroso, 1 for Josh Allen. And an interception for Chidobe Awuzie. Have we passed the Bills in terms of pass rush? I feel like at this point we have. It's now another 3 weeks where we've had 2 brilliant games. Good win, fellas. We've got to be pretty close to clinching the division. One of the Steelers or Steamers is going to lose again. So we're going to be 3 games ahead of one of them unless we tie. I don't even think we need to click that. We know he didn't complete it. Helping defend the land against one pillar of the evil empire. I'm glad I could help. We play against the Nighthawks in 2 weeks, so I'll try to finish it off with the other. What are we doing week 18? We're going to do exactly what we've been doing. We're only going to pick one game. Maybe if there's like 2 or 3 games we have to go through, we'll pick all of them. But we're not going to simcast every game like normal. Put it that way. Buffalo. If they lose to the Colts, it's time to panic. Okay, they won. Damn, that would have been funny. Big win for Buffalo after losing 3 in a row. They're back over 500. Isaiah Thomas played well. Eagles have devil luck. I wonder who won the Eagles game. So they would have the tiebreaker, and they're going to have 4 games on you. It's over. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. Neither coaches... You're right. I keep forgetting. My bad. The Broncos lose to the Commanders in overtime. Kami's barely beating the Broncos. I mean, a win's a win. They need all the wins they can get, but in overtime against these guys, really? 5 TFLs, though, for Max Crosby. 3 sacks for Joey Bosa. The Chargers lose to the Raiders. Good. The Bengals are now a game and a half ahead of everybody in the AFC. So we could lose and keep first place. Now, to play it safe, I don't want to lose. But presumably we're not going to win out the rest of the way. So there you go. Colts, we know they lost because they stink. Commies won. What is going on in Mexico? And what is going on with the Cougars? The Cougars have won 3 in a row. The Eagles have lost 3 in a row. Why am I checking the Chargers game? Because Kevin was here. I don't know if he still is, but he was. The Cowboys lose to the Eagles, indeed. So the Eagles are 4 games ahead of the Cowboys, and they've swept them. Right? Wait, did they? Yeah, they did play already. So they had the tiebreaker, and they swept them. So this is fully the Eagles' division to lose. Yeah, Kevin is here. See? Mahomes played well, helping out his MVP race. Big game for Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm not having fun. Yeah, we're cooked. If you guys win this week, you're tied for first. Technically not, because you don't have the tiebreaker, but still, kind of tied. Desperados beat New England. That's 5 in a row. The Dreadnoughts lose to the Vikings. Does anybody want to win the NFC South? Anybody? Anybody? Both of these teams are doing their best to lose. We lost, buddy. Oh, well, then I guess you're now a full game. Actually, yeah, no, wait. You're still a full game back. Because both you and Seattle lost. You're welcome for that, by the way. Explorers beat Detroit. Niners had a bye week. Eagles lost. Jets lose again to the Orbits. So they're a couple behind the Orbits, and the Orbits have the tiebreaker. That could be very important, not just for the wild card, but maybe the division, since the AFC East is kind of wide open right now. I said the Jets had to go 8-3 the rest of the way. They already have their 3 losses. Are the Jets going to win out? Lions lost. Monarchs finally win, albeit against Portland, but a win's a win. You'll take it. Nighthawks lose to the Ravens. To be fair, Baltimore did have a nice win earlier against the Steelers. Travis Flight was garbage. Alejandro De Cisnaro looked like he got hurt. He didn't even play well before he got hurt. But Travis Flight had maybe the worst quarterback performance of the year. Maybe he's not the MVP. Yikes. He could have played mediocre and they would have won by like 14. But he played that bad. Oilers lose to the Rams. Oh my God, the Panthers won against the Texans. Houston's not even fraudulent. They're just bad. They're not even good enough to be considered frauds. They stink. They're going to win the division probably, but they are not good. So we will not have an 0-17 team for the final season of OFL 23. We could still have an undefeated team. The Eagles have 6 games left. Steamers beat the Steelers, by the way. Why are the Steelers, like, bipolar? This team does not make sense. They should be better. And they have a tough schedule the rest of the way. Look at this. Nighthawks is tough. Texans, I mean, on paper that's tough, but the Texans are just kind of whatever. The Rams, not easy. Bengals is going to be tough. Snowhawks, they should win. Vikings is not easy. So they have one game that let's say they beat the Snowhawks, they lose to the Bengals. They maybe split the rest of the way. That's under 500. Titans had a bye week. Vikings won. That brings us back to us. That's the wrong button. Oh, is it going to crash?